Welcome to the Wow Report Live on YouTube Live. I'm your host, James St. James. Welcome to my face.
Hello.
Hi, with me is my millennial producer. That was the voice you just heard, Blake Jacobs. How are you, darling?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm very good. This is our first episode, and every Monday we are going to be counting down the top few things of the day that are making us go wow. And it's sort of a prelude to our weekly radio show on SiriusXM Radio Andy. So
Exactly.
I guess without further ado, let's begin. Blake, how was your weekend? What did you do?
Oh, I went to, let's see, what did I do? Oh, you caught me off guard. I went to a screening of The Nightmare on Elm Street,
Where
and
did you see it?
it was in the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, Cinespia.
Now, the thing about those, you think it's going to be fabulous. You think you're going to bring a picnic basket and a bottle of wine and spread out your blanket and watch it on the cemetery, on the mausoleum wall. And
Uh-huh.
you think it's good. But then what is the reality of that?
Well, let me tell you what happened. So we have this air couch thing.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
really a
yeah.
couch.
Like a
It's
blow
like
up
this
balloon thing.
sort of, it has these air chambers, and you like run and catch the air in them, and then you like twist it, and it makes it taut and tight, and you can sit on it. And so with me and Steven were both sitting on it on the ground, and then the people came by and were like, excuse us, you're higher than the people behind you, so we're gonna have to ask you to deflate it a little bit.
Oh,
Or
no.
so
Yeah.
we ended up sitting on the damn ground the entire time, and it
Well,
was so
but that
uncomfortable.
therein lies the rub, because you think that's having a picnic. No, it's really uncomfortable. The ground, you don't want to be sitting on the ground for hours, and it starts getting chilly and damp. Am I right?
Totally.
And by the
Totally.
end, you're like really over it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you went to a party as well.
Oh, yes, I went to our friend Adam Acey's party. He had outdone himself. The front of his house looked like the like carnival thing from
Wait,
the
does Adam AC have a house?
it's a like apartment, but it's like a duplex thing where it's like a couple of apartments in a house.
Well,
It's
see, I
really
wouldn't know that because Adam AC didn't invite me.
Oh, are you sure maybe you just didn't check your text messages?
No, he did not invite me.
Uh
I swear to God. And well, but just keep going on, because Adam AC is famous for having a booty. Was his booty out?
oh yeah.
Of
He was
course. Okay.
little Bo Beeping. He was little
And
Bo Beep.
what was the hottest outfit you saw there?
Well, mine, I was a ghost, of course.
Were you a Charlie Brown ghost?
Yeah. Someone was dressed as Rue from the At Home reunion. When they did the RuPaul's Drag Race reunion from home.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Where she's
cute.
in the purple wrestling mask.
And John Pauly was there. He was a milkman. It was really cute. And his boyfriend was
Oh,
a snail. That was really cute. So it
well,
was fun.
that does sound like fun. Next year, Adam will have to invite me, Adam.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get on the list.
Yeah. Well, let's just get right into the countdown then. I wanted to talk at number 3 about the Louvre jewels thieves being caught over the weekend, which was really big. Yes. Yes. Number 3. Do it again.
Okay, well,
We're working out some kinks here. It's the first episode. Okay. So number
here
3.
I've got a Miss Piggy for you.
Okay, that was the sound of the jewel thieves being caught. Um, uh, One was boarding a plane to Algeria. The other was boarding a plane to Singapore. They were caught. The FBI art crime investigator Robert Whitman says he expects more of the thieves to be caught. Unfortunately, at this time, the jewels have not been recovered. The estimated 102 million dollar jewels. And I'm a little torn about this. I'm of two different minds. Um,
Yeah.
One, I want the jewels back, just without a doubt. They are of historical values. They belong to Empress Josephine and Marie Antoinette. They're a part of French history. We need them back. On the other hand, I have been raised my whole life, like all of us have been, on heist movies. Ocean's 11, Fun with Dick and Jane, How to Steal a Million, Now You See Me, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Snatch, Point Break, Baby Driver, Bonnie and Clyde. I root for jewel thieves, art thieves every single time. It's just part of our DNA, don't you think?
Yeah.
I love Catwoman more than I love Batman. I it's the same thing as I'm always rooting for prison breaks, people who break out of prison. I'm always rooting for them to get away with it. It's just something I do. I'm evil like that.
You
Um,
can't be.
and another thing, it's kind of on the Louvre for not putting the jewels in the vault at nighttime. Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought this was during the day.
Well, it was before it opened. It opens at 9 o'clock, and the jewel heist was at 9:03. So it was right as everyone's walking in, and they were dressed as workers, so nobody really noticed. They were in and out in 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes. So it was after the alarms had been disabled, but still, the British crown jewels at the Tower of London aren't even the real crown jewels. Those are in a vault. They put fakes out.
Right.
Like why would you have the $102 million worth of Empress, Eugenie's jewels out there for? I mean, it just feels really stupid for me. I sort of think they deserve it.
Well, more coming with that case, I bet.
More coming with that story. Yeah. How about let's move on to number 2. I love that. Um, I watched a trailer for the upcoming series Amadeus on Sky TV in the UK, probably coming to America early next year.
I was gonna say I haven't heard anything about this.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It's sumptuous. It looks like it cost $1 billion. It stars Will Sharp from as Mozart. Will Sharp, who was so adorable on season 2 of The White Lotus. Remember, he was married to Aubrey Plaza, besties with
Yeah.
Theo James. And he is just absolutely adorable. I just love the actor. I have such a crush on him, and looks like he's absolutely chewing the scenery as Mozart in this. He looks like he's having a lot of fun, which is what the role calls for. Let me see. Paul Bettany is the resentful and envious Salieri. He looks like he's perfectly cast too. The problem with this is that Amadeus, the 1984 movie, is an absolutely perfect movie. Tom Halsey is just so wonderful. F. Murray Abraham as Salieri is just pitch perfect. It's sort of like, Julie Andrews in The Sound of Music, or Mary Poppins, or Vivian Leigh, Clark Gable in Gone with It. Why would you ever need to recast this movie or redo it?
I do have to admit I've never seen the movie. I have to.
Well, you do, because you think it's a period piece, whatever.
Right.
It is a laugh a minute. It is so good and so funny, and it is one of the most brilliant performances of all time. Tom Halsey won the Oscar. I think F. Murray Abraham. I mean, they're so good. The costumes are so fantastic. It will make you love Mozart's music. You don't need to remake this movie again. I'm sure. I mean,
Rock Me Amadeus.
Rock Me Amadeus. Yeah, that's where the song comes from.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I did know that.
No, it doesn't come from that.
I thought it did.
No, it was. You see, in 1984, there was when the movie came out, everybody started dressing like Amadeus. Everyone started, having minuets and.
Is that why you wanted your lavender pale pink?
I had lavender hair because Mozart had the lavender hair. I also, and this is sort of a funny story. I was a freshman at NYU dorms. Can I tell this story, or am I going to get arrested?
You are, dude.
Everyone was dressing in brocade waistcoats and frilly shirts at the time. and there was these brocade curtains at the dorms, and I stole the curtains, planning to make a frock coat out of it. And it was this huge scandal at NYU that someone stole the curtains from the dorm, from the hallway as you walk into the dorms. I managed to have someone distract the guard, and then I yanked them down. And I was hiding them in my closet, and they searched all 4 dorms. They searched every room looking for these, and I took them to a friend's house, and I found a hat in the same color, a brocade little hat, and I said, no, you must have mistaken it and thought that the hat was the drapes. It was a whole thing, and then I never ended up making a coat out of it. Am I going to get arrested for this?
Most people are like hiding drugs, and you probably were doing that too, but
not
you
yet.
were
I was still quite the innocent bit. Well, I mean, not innocent, but I was not doing drugs or anything. But I was planning on wearing this frock coat to area.
yeah, it would have been a hit.
Anyway, this is a long way to say be sure to watch the upcoming Amadeus on Skynet, or when it comes probably to Netflix coming out. So now we are reaching number 1. Number 1. I revisited some classic horror films over the weekend, and I say both classic and films in quotation, because what I watched was I watched Friday the 13th parts 2 and 3.
Not the first one.
Not the I saw the last half of I saw like the last 20 minutes of the first one, which is the one. It's not even Jason, it's his mother, Betsy Palmer. So I wasn't really quite interested in that. And then I watched Freddy versus Jason in Hell.
Now, isn't that the one where Kelly Rowland uses the gay slur?
I don't know. I might have fallen
Was Kelly Rowland not in that one?
I don't know. Was she?
I think you would know.
Well, I don't know who Kelly Rowland is.
From Destiny's Child?
I was too young.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the parts 2 and 3. Part 2 is very strange because he's not in the hockey mask yet. He's wearing like a pillowcase on his head.
Yeah, I do remember that. The hockey mask didn't come until like 4 or 5.
Well, I think at the end of what was it? The end of 3 that when he grabs the mask? I can't remember. I think it might have been the end of 2. But it's funny because the kills aren't that scary. What happens is, like, you'll see him raise an axe, and then you'll hear a chopping sound, and you'll see a splatter of blood on the window. Like, you don't really see the kills, and they aren't scary. They're sort of like, it's very silly is what it is, and it's very 80s.
Jason gets the iconic hockey mask in Friday the 13th, part 3, by the way.
Part 3, yeah. And part 3 is also interesting because that's when we realize that Jason has a soft spot for children. He doesn't kill children. And whenever he comes across a child, he sort of looks at them quizzically and they start screaming, and then he kills the babysitter or the parent instead and lets the child run away. And there's a cabin full of children in this one. They're all like hiding under their beds, and he just sort of comes. And like there's a girl who's in bed, and he comes and he tucks her in. He's very sweet and kind when it comes to children. I thought that was sort of interesting.
Well, I still haven't. Oh, and then what? Sorry.
Well, it's just Jason versus Freddy is just bonkers. And it's the R word. I'm just gonna say it. It's the R word. And then I was gonna watch Jason Goes to Space.
Oh yeah.
And then I might do that this weekend. And then also Jason goes to New York, and he goes to Manhattan. Jason takes Manhattan, and like he's on the subway, and he goes to like Danceteria or something, doesn't he?
I think so. Well, I think they start on a boat.
Oh, is it the boat that goes around? Is it the Staten Island ferry, or the one that goes around Manhattan?
Maybe. We may need to revisit this one.
I think we'll have to. What have you watched? What scary movies have you watched this season?
Well, I told you I watched Nightmare on Elm Street at the cemetery.
Right, yes.
And what else did we watch? We went to see Shelby Oaks this weekend, which was
Oh, wait,
edited.
hold on. The first, that's the one with Heather Camp, or is that part 2?
No, that's the first one. Part 2
That
is
is,
the
that's the gay one. Is Johnny Depp in the first one?
yes,
And that's where he's in the little crop top and you see those little happy trail?
yes,
And it was before he was an asshole, so we can still love him?
exactly. Yeah,
Okay.
it was
I
a
do
cute
think
movie.
Heather Camp is one of my favorite scream queens of all time.
Everyone laughed whenever she was like, "God, I look 20 years old." 16.
Wait, and then what else did you watch?
Well, I still haven't watched Sleepaway Camp, which I'm excited to watch.
Right, okay. But you did watch Rosemary's Baby.
I did watch Rosemary's Baby. Oh,
I
I've
watched
got a question for you.
yeah.
Who was the best Catwoman? Michael
Oh,
Pressman's asking from
oh,
YouTube.
easily. Well, Halle Berry.
Hot take.
No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. I would say, the
Anne
choices are
Hathaway.
Julie
Anne
Newmar,
Hathaway.
Michelle Pfeiffer, Anne Hathaway, Zoe Kravitz, Lee Merriweather, Eartha Kitt, and who else?
I just think Eartha Kitt is the ultimate. I mean, I guess Julie Newmar, but
Can I tell my Julie Newmar story?
and you can.
I went to Julie Newmar's birthday party at her house a few years ago, and I was so excited to meet her. Lenora brought me, and I have a book back here of Julie Newmar's mother was in the Ziegfeld Follies, and I have a book of Ziegfeld Folly girls, and I brought the book with me with her mother's picture, bookmarked, and I was going to ask her to sign it, and I was so excited, and I waited till she was sitting alone in a room, and I went and sat next to her, and I started saying, Julie, I'm such a big fan, and I'm a huge fan of your mother's, and I have this picture of your mother, and I was wondering if what you remember about it and everything. And there was a man playing the piano in the room at the same time, and Julie turned to me and said, "Do you mind? This gentleman is playing me a birthday song. Would you shut up?" And I just wanted into the ground. I was so mortified, and I ran to Lenore and I said, "We've got to leave. We've got to get out of here. Julie hates me." And so, needless to say, Michael Pressman, that Julie Newmar is not my favorite Catwoman.
I love whenever you tell stories about you getting kicked out of old uptown parties.
Wait till you hear my Tina Louise story when she told me to get the fuck out of her way.
We'll have
We'll
to save that for episode 2.
That's for episode 2. Was anybody watching? Did anyone have any questions other than Michael?
Well, yes, actually, WSJ67 says hello from Scotland, and he wants to know, or they want to know, have you ever been to Glasgow? And they know you like Edinburgh. We have the best old Art Deco cinema.
Well, I have heard that, and I've said that every time I go to Scotland, as I'm pulling in, I think I'm home. I feel like I lived there in a former life, and I would love to come back. And I would love if I go to Glasgow, I will definitely look you up, and you can take me to some of these Art Deco theaters. I love Scotland. I love Scottish boys. I love Scottish boys.
What if it's us, and what if World of Wonder sends us through Europe in a caravan?
Ooh, I think that let's do YouTube Live from Europe in a Scooby-Doo van.
Please.
Okay.
They say you're always welcome. Yes.
Oh, yay. Anybody else, or is that the end of our first episode?
That's it for the first episode. We'll be back next Monday.
Let's do it. I'll report YouTube Live. I'll report live on YouTube Live. I'm James St. James, and with my millennial producer, Blake Jacobs. Thank you for watching, and let's do this again next week.
See you then.
See you then.